Welcome to my channel. Today's video focuses on futures trading and specifically discusses the funding commission. As traders, it's important to be aware of the commission charged for funding, in addition to the transaction commission. The funding commission is a fee charged at regular intervals in futures trading, typically every 8 hours. Traders should note that this commission can be either charged or earned, depending on the funding rate, which can be positive or negative. Funding serves as a tool to balance the price of futures contracts on derivative exchanges with the price on spot exchanges. It helps maintain price consistency and stability. It's important to note that funding only takes place at specific time intervals. Funding occurs 3 times a day at 8-hour intervals. The funding rate depends on 2 main factors. Firstly, it depends on how much the price on futures differs from the index average spot price across the biggest exchanges. Secondly, it relies on the duration of this difference. You can find the current funding rate and its execution time in this highlighted area. Funding rate is applicable for the derivatives such as futures. There are positive and negative rates. Positive rates mean that people with long positions pay those with short positions. Negative rates means that short positions paying long positions. Next to the rate, you'll see a countdown timer for when the execution will occur. The funding fees will be determined based on the size of your position. They will be calculated by multiplying the value of your position by the funding rate. For example, if you open a long position worth 100 USDT with a current rate of -0.2337%, and the countdown timer reaches 0, you will receive 0.2337 USDT as a reward for holding your position open. On the other hand, if you had opened a short position at this negative rate, the same amount would be deducted from your funds. The withdrawal will be made from the available funds in your derivatives account. In case you don't have enough funds, the deduction will be taken directly from your position funds. If you want to learn more about funding, you can visit the ByBit instructions in the Learning Center. I will provide a link in the description for your convenience. There, you will find detailed explanations about funding fees, including how they are calculated. If you are interested in understanding the mechanics of funding rates, I recommend visiting that page. How can you use funding to your advantage? Firstly, if you plan to hold positions for more than 8 hours, it's worth considering the funding rate to avoid additional fees. Another possibility is to open a position just before the timer expires, receive the funding fees, and promptly close your position. However, please note that this strategy carries risks since you are essentially relying on the desire to obtain the funding rate without making any necessary preparations for the trade. Additionally, other traders may also employ this strategy, leading them to close their positions as soon as they receive the funding fees. To implement this strategy, I selected Wavecoin due to its highest funding rate among other coins. Since the rate is negative, I opened a long position to receive funding fees. I open the long position 5 minutes before the distribution of funding fees and wait until the countdown timer reaches 0. Once the timer reaches 0, I close this position. It's important to note that other traders also utilize this strategy. Therefore, if you haven't conducted any research on the coin, it's advisable to promptly close your position as soon as the timer hits 0. This will help prevent potential losses resulting from other traders closing their positions. You can check the distribution of funding fees in your derivatives history. In this section, you can apply filters to view only funding fees. You will be able to see the payment type labeled as funding and the corresponding amount that you have received for it. To identify coins with the highest current rates, you can utilize the website Coinglass. I will provide a link for you to explore. On the website, you will find a list of coins with the highest and lowest rates, allowing you to choose whether you want to open long or short positions. You can also check the exchanges where these rates are available and try them out. As you can see, ByBit exchange offers the highest yields for both short and long positions. If you haven't created an account yet, you can register using my referral link to receive additional bonuses. I will provide the link in the description, and I also have another video explaining the registration process on ByBit. Link to it will be in the description as well. Below, you will find a compilation of more coins and their corresponding funding fees across different exchanges. This helps you to select the coins you are interested in. If this video was helpful, please leave a like. If you still have questions, write a comment and I will try to help you. See you in the next video.